Good morning, Oracles. Well, yesterday we saw a nice little bit of green in Tesla. We were kind of anticipating that based on the fact that the false news that we had gotten on Friday about Tesla laying off 10% of its staff was corrected over the weekend. And we also got news that Elon is claiming that Twitter is not giving the information that they need to, and the number of bot accounts that they have on Twitter are incorrect. So Elon is threatening to back out of that deal. So I thought we would see a lot greener of a day yesterday than we did, but we still have a lot of macro environment uncertainty. And so one of our questions was what's going to weigh heavier, Tesla specific news or the macro environment? And yes, the macro environment was green, but it was just slightly green, and Tesla did outperform, but not a huge amount. So we're probably going to see a lot of that over the course of the week. But again, we have the proxy coming out any day now. And in the proxy, we'll be getting the news about, what should be coming for the split, probably just, how many shares we're looking to issue for that split, because that's what we're going to be voting on August 4th. So we've got that. We're also anticipating getting very soon the numbers coming out of China for May. That should give us some clarity as to how China has been ramping up, and it sounds like China is back in full swing. I don't know, Beijing is back out, done with lockdowns. I believe Shanghai is also at that point. So I haven't gotten any clarity recently as far as whether Shanghai's plant for Tesla is back to full status as it was before, or if they're still in that closed loop scenario. But sounds like they're pushing back to that 2,600 vehicles per day that they were at prior to the lockdowns. So still going forward, lots of great things. This was a short-term hiccup, so we should be getting that information as well this week. Other information that we're getting, and it's kind of been hitting me about what's going on with Tesla. Lots and lots of headwinds for Tesla. Seems like just everybody is against Tesla. The SEC, the government, laws, literally everything is a headwind for Tesla, but Tesla still continues to grow exponentially. So then I took a step back and thought about it, and I'm like, well, right now where they're having an issue in Texas, they just opened up a massive factory in Austin. And you would think that they would be getting a lot of benefits from the state, but the state just offered some refunds and rebates for EVs there. Tesla was not on the list for any of their vehicles. And a lot of it is due to antiquated dealership laws that are still in place there. This holds true in a lot of states in the country. I'm in Connecticut and we are in one of them. So looking at this going forward, we've already heard from Ford talking about how they're going to have to be switching the whole way that they do things with dealerships, because when it comes to EVs, having that sale and that middleman with the dealerships really cuts down on margins. Doing direct sales allows them to have higher margins. Seeing as many legacy automotive makers aren't making any money on their EVs yet because they don't have high enough production and low enough costs, they're going to need to do anything they possibly can, and direct sales is going to be one of the easiest ways they can get around this. Well, unfortunately, they're also running victim to the laws that are allowing them to be in the place where they are with ICE vehicles. So again, going back to the fact that legacy has to cannibalize themselves when it comes to ICE switching over to EVs, they're going to have to do the same thing with their dealerships switching over to direct sales. Now, what's going to end up happening is none of these laws really care about Tesla and direct sales because Tesla is new. All of these, legacy automotive makers are in with the UAW, are in with the states. They have laws that are protecting them. But now they're going to have to work around the laws that are protecting them in order to grow their EV business. So when it comes to Tesla's hitting all these walls right now. But over the next few years, a lot of these legacy automotive makers are going to have no choice but to push to remove these laws so that they themselves don't crash and burn and go to the wayside and go bankrupt. Once those laws are removed, Tesla can then flourish in all of these states. So think about it. If Tesla is doing as well as they are right now with all of these headwinds and walls in the way stopping them from getting through to even more consumers than they can, once those are removed, it's game on. So this is why I'm looking at the fact that yes, right now we're going through some very difficult times, but it's all macro related. Sure, that seems like, when it comes to Tesla, there's a lot more headwinds directly related towards Tesla for multitude of reasons. But looking at the next 3 to 5 years, many of these reasons and walls that are in their way are going to come down because they're also in legacy automotive's way. And legacy automotive can't survive with these walls in their way. So they're going to have to come down. So Tesla has a very good opportunity to really take over. And it seems like right now, they're doing a lot of the moves. They're altering a lot of their payroll, switching it from management into production, because it's really going to become a game of who can produce the most. Tesla right now is setting themselves up to be able to thrive and produce the most going into what Elon is anticipating being rough economic times. So if we're going to thrive going through rough economic times where legacy auto is going to fall even further to the wayside, what's going to happen when we come out of it? Sure, maybe legacy auto is going to survive and they'll be able to come out of this and actually do something well on the other side, but they're just going to be clawing their way along while Tesla's going to be sprinting. And then when these obstacles are removed out of their way, they're going to be able to sprint even faster. And so right now we're just in a place where a lot of things are holding Tesla back because it's not holding back legacy auto. But over the next couple of years, it will hold back legacy auto. So the things that are holding Tesla back are going to hold legacy auto back. That's going to go away. And then everybody's going to be able to run, and it's whoever is the fastest is going to win. We already know that Tesla is running the fastest right now. And then also don't forget that in 2 years, we are going to have our next presidential election going on. And I don't choose sides. I honestly don't like either side to begin with. But knowing full well right now that the current administration is deep in with the UAW, they're holding back Tesla even more. So yes, we know that the right usually favors more oil, but realistically when we get to that point, this administration has been pushing for a lot more renewable energy in the future, pushing all the legacy auto in that direction. So when we get to that election time, even if the right ends up winning that election, I still think it's going to bode very well for Tesla because sure, maybe they're not going to get as much EV or renewable energy favoritism at that point, but they're not going to have the negative drawbacks of the UAW. Heck, even Trump acknowledged the fact that Tesla existed. The current administration, despite the fact that they're pushing for a renewable energy future, can't even acknowledge that Tesla exists. So I think that whatever's going to happen in the future, if we do end up getting a new administration coming in 2024, I think getting a new administration in 2024 should bode well for Tesla. How it's going to bode well for the rest of the country has yet to be seen. Long ways to go till then. I try to stay out of the politics to begin with on that, but just looking at how it affects Tesla alone, I think it should benefit Tesla at that point. So if we're getting to that point, and if we are going to go into a recession right now, at that point we'll be coming out of it, should be kind of getting back to that place where we're maybe hitting a bull run, having a lot of these barriers drop down from legacy auto when it comes to all these antiquated state laws. So I'm just seeing this build up coming, and this is why in my mind 2024 is a huge year where we're going to see a lot of changes, and we're going to see the robotaxi coming out, most likely a compact car coming out, and then 2025 for me is the big year, because 2025 is realistically when the new administration is actually going to be taking over. So 2025 to me is the massive turning point year. So between now and 2025, I want to accumulate as many shares as I possibly can. Obviously I want to make sure that the fundamentals still stay with Tesla. I have faith that they will, but you always have to make sure you're paying attention just in case something does drastically fall apart. So paying attention, but 2025 is my huge year because I think that's the year that they're really going to break out massively for a company, because they're going to have the robotaxis, they're going to have the compact car, they're going to have FSD. Optimus will be significantly further along at that point. Insurance will be significantly further along. Energy will be growing at an exponential rate. 2025 is going to be huge for Tesla. And while I think it's going to be a huge year for Tesla, I think it's just going to be the beginning. We're kind of at the beginning now. We've already seen one giant wave up into the first split, and we're kind of leveling off again. I think we're going to see that next massive ramp starting in 2025. Let me know in the comments below, what other headwinds do you see Tesla facing that Legacy Auto is also going to be facing in the future, that right now are headwinds that only Tesla's facing because Legacy Auto is benefiting from the fact that these headwinds are in place. So what do you think that they're going to be facing in the future? Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate all of your support and feedback. If you have not subscribed, please do so down below. Sign yourself up for notifications. I am over on Twitter at OracleTim1. I share all of the latest Tesla news, pertinent stock market information, and all of my daily trades. We do have a Discord channel. That link is in the description down below. And if you'd like to support the channel any further, I do have Patreon. That link is in the description also. Thank you so much. Have a great one.